Welcome back, guys, to another video. Got some pretty big news today, especially how Tesla is pushing dramatically to increase their production rate in 2020 so they can hit a good number of 500 deliveries this year, even despite this whole pandemic situation. This will be pretty big, especially for the shareholders. We also will be talking about Volkswagen and how they want to be competing with Tesla in the battery department, which is pretty big. There's going to be some pretty big rivalries going on between the two massive car companies. So first things first, let's talk about what Musk is saying. So the CEO of Tesla wrote to employees in an email which was leaked. And as everyone thought what it's going to be, Tesla is currently in the middle of a massive push to deliver a record amount of vehicles of 500,000. Now, the automaker needs to deliver over 181,000 vehicles this quarter in order to achieve this goal. That's more than 40,000 vehicles over the last quarterly delivery record. Now, Q3 2020, the delivery numbers were really great at 139,000 vehicles. It was pretty incredible, and everyone said like this is honestly like the peak of Tesla production for the year. But Musk said no, he wants to be hitting 500,000 deliveries in 2020. Because not only does that look good on paper, but the stock will definitely go up, especially how Tesla recently did issue a stock offering of $5 billion. Tesla stock tanked. Wasn't a good sign. So if they hit 500,000 deliveries, they could definitely get the stock back up to recovery mode. Now, this new email is pretty big, especially how Musk is saying that this is a fortunate problem, but they really need a higher amount of production this quarter. Now, keep in mind that 181 vehicles for Q4 2020 is a really big stretch since Q3 of 2020's 139,000 vehicles was already a massive achievement, and now they want 40,000 more vehicles on top of that for the last quarter. So let's just see what happens if they do manage to pull this off. It will be pretty incredible, and Tesla will definitely have much higher stock increase. At this current moment, you do have Tesla focusing a lot more attention on the current construction gigafactories like the Austin Gigafactory, Berlin Gigafactory, also the Shanghai Gigafactory 2, and some upcoming gigafactories, for example, the Shanghai Supercharger Factory, and also the Indonesia Nickel Gigafactory. So a lot of these different factories will be up and operational next year, 2021, and the demand for next year and the deliveries that Tesla is setting is 1 million vehicles for 2021. That's pretty ambitious, but they may achieve it with the brand new gigafactories around the world, and they will be delivering their first Model Ys in China, perhaps Q1 of 2021, and that is a pretty good sign. On top of that, we will be seeing what Tesla really does in the world of autopilot, because Tesla is also rolling out the full self-driving beta autopilot system to their customers around January and February 2021. At this current moment, only a select few of individuals actually received the FSD beta, and they can actually drive in inner cities without using their hands or legs. It's actually pretty awesome, but you have to be aware of your surroundings, and Tesla wants to be having a wider FSD beta release to everyone else. And they also are announcing updates every 5 to 10 days. So the longer you use the FSD, the more miles Tesla gets, and the better updates can definitely deliver to you by software. So that's pretty cool. And Tesla vehicles are selling extremely well. Even I myself am really considering getting it, especially after you buy it. The cost to maintain it is super cheap. No oil changes. You don't have to get gas, which is super expensive, and very little to no maintenance, which is pretty incredible. Last but not least is Volkswagen. This is where the competition really starts heating up. And Volkswagen at this current moment knows the future of the automakers industry, which is going to be electric. If you're an automaker and you don't go electric, you're pretty much doomed to fail in the next 5 to 10 years. And Volkswagen is doing its best to transition from fossil fuel cars to electric vehicles, and they're trying to make a series of large-scale EV production facilities and production lines. Herbert Diess is the best man for the job. He's pretty well known, and he's also the man who's running Volkswagen. The only few CEOs I know that really are into EVs include the Mercedes-Benz CEO. You also do have Volkswagen and also General Motors, and that's about it. I mean, sure, you got Ford CEO recognizing that battery facilities are really important, but he has little to no plans of those, so it's a little bit scary. Herbert Diess is pretty experienced, especially how Dees asked the head of China's CATL, a battery supplier 10 years ago, if the company will ever transition from smartphone batteries to electric car batteries. And he made that statement 10 years ago. So Herbert Diess, the man who's running Volkswagen at this current moment, actually enjoys electric vehicles more than most car manufacturing leaders at this current moment. Diess has also acknowledged that batteries are super expensive, and he kind of recognizes that Tesla is way ahead than the competition. No other car manufacturer at this current moment are making battery factories. Everyone is trying to crank out their first electric vehicle and then their first electric vehicle production line. Whereas Tesla at this current moment has the production line in their belts. What they're focusing on right now are the battery factories. The Nevada Gigafactory is specifically created to manufacture EV battery cells, more specifically the 4680 battery cell in the next 2 years. The Berlin Gigafactory, they also have a battery facility right next door. That one's owned by Tesla and it's twice as big as the Nevada Gigafactory. And rumors are Tesla could be the next big supplier to all the major European car brands, or else why would they ever make the Berlin Gigafactory's battery facility twice as big as the Nevada Gigafactory, where the Nevada one is strictly battery related only? So this is pretty big. You also have Herbert Diess saying that if the EU's Green Deal goes as planned, then the battery factories that he is talking about will be opening up around Europe. And he needs 40 large battery factories in Europe to only cover around 5 to 10% of the demand. This Green Deal will have roughly 13 million EVs on the road by 2025. It's pretty big, also numerous different charging stations. One big thing that's going to be needed are battery cells. With so many electric vehicles on the road, virtually everyone's going to be starving for lithium-ion batteries. Keep in mind, Diess, Volkswagen, and also Ford have all acknowledged the importance of battery facilities and battery production, but they have little to no plans of actually making these battery facilities, which is kind of worrisome. Whereas Tesla is already trying to strike a deal with the Indonesian government to open a gigafactory to get the nickel from their country, and then I guess ship it to the Nevada gigafactory and the Berlin gigafactory. And since nickel makes lithium-ion batteries a lot denser, their 4680 batteries will be far more superior than anything else on the market, and it will be fully operational into the rest of the vehicles around the world around maybe 2023 or 2024. That's when the 4680 batteries will become the standard for Tesla vehicles. And people have been saying that if you use the 4680 batteries for the Tesla Model S, you go up to 700, 800 miles per charge. And charging is way faster and it holds a lot more of the charge. So there you go. Tesla's way ahead of its competition. I think Volkswagen kind of knows this as well. And I think Tesla may be the main supplier for Europe's battery cell production, due to the fact that why would the Berlin Gigafactory's battery factory be twice as big as the Nevada one? It's kind of suspicious, it's kind of sus. And with all these EVs running around in the next 5 years in Europe, where do they turn to for cells? You gotta turn to Tesla. Thanks for watching, guys, and comment below.